I took a barber from $3,500 a month all the way to $5,300 a month in just 60 days to prove it's not luck. But what's even crazier is they started with 1,700 followers and grew that on social media to over 13K in those 60 days. And we did this using a strategy that almost no one is doing. And I'm about to show you exactly how it works and how you can copy and paste it into your own barber business to be able to make 10K a month in 2024. Because look, I know being a barber can be very tough, but it really doesn't have to be, because there's a small group of barbers raking in over multiple six figures a year just by implementing this strategy. Just like Xavier Miller, who went from $1,800 a month all the way to $3,300 a month in just 60 days. So if you want to make more money as a barber, then this video is for you. With that said, let's go ahead and dive in. Now, there's two ways you can get new clients in your business as a barber. One way is word of mouth, which barbers have been utilizing for decades in order to get new clients. But it's a very passive way to grow your business. Word of mouth forces you to rely on your clients telling other people about your business, which is effective, but it can take a very long time to build up. But think about this. If your way of getting clients is only when your clients tell other people, what happens when your clients don't tell their friends? Because if you want to grow your business and be able to charge higher prices eventually, you need to be actively working on getting people to book with you, not just wait for others to do the job for you. When you are actively marketing yourself, you will get new clients, allowing you to grow your clientele base until 10K months is just a numbers game. Here's a breakdown of a 10K per month business by the numbers. You need to be doing at least 140 haircuts with an average ticket price of $71.43. So ideally, this means you need to be charging at least $65 for a cut. But you can't just charge $65 right out the gate, as well as have 140 clients into your business every single month. Now you get to the point of charging $65 a cut, having 140 clients in your business is through marketing and generating new clients at a high rate month after month. Now, of course, the proven way to go ahead and do this is through Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You want to think of these platforms as the new way of growing your business. And if you want to grow your business in 2024, you need to be posting daily, because when it's done right, your content's going to be able to get you more than 10 to 20 new clients every single month. You want to think bigger on this. Think like 50, 100 new clients month after month coming into your business. Now, social media is the only marketing channel that grows exponentially. Like there was never a time in barber history where within an hour of doing an action, we're able to reach 10,000 potential new customers. And social media is the one thing that's given power to barbers to control their business like an actual business and actually grow to the level that you want, whether it's $75 a cut, 100, 200, whatever it may be. Social media has allowed one of our private clients, Henry Hong, to grow his audience to over 1.3 million in less than 12 months, which brings him over 100 new clients into his business every single month in Australia, which allowed him to scale up his pricing to $275 for a haircut. It's what allowed our private client AB to go from 3.9K a month to 6.6K a month in just 90 days, adding 31K to his annual income. Or even Angela, who lives in Romania. In the first 30 days of working with us, he went from 9.2K to 10.4K, adding 14K to his annual income. Or Cecily, who lives in Las Vegas, who started with us making only $500 a month to now growing to making over $2,000 a month just in the first 30 days of working with us. Now you know why I'm so bullish on social media. It just simply works. So here's 3 foolproof steps to get you from barely getting any views on your videos to getting millions of eyeballs every single month that will turn into new clients into your business. And it all starts with a viral idea. Now there's 2 kinds of content approaches that you can take. One way is the volume approach, where you simply just post as much as you humanly can every single day, hoping something works. But this is a death trap, because this approach actually leaves out one vital step that is essential to you growing as a business. You give yourself no time and space to actually improve what you're doing, which is, hard to say, a losing strategy. Instead, you need a step-by-step process that not only allows us to stay on top of our posting, but also allows us to improve what we're already currently doing. Now, step 1 is going to be the big idea. And I want you to understand this one thing. A good idea will get you a few thousand views, but a great idea, that will get you millions. Now, every single week on a social media platform, there are new forms of content that perform exponentially better than the rest. All you have to do is find them, steal them, and make them unique to you and your content. Videos that do go viral means that that actual idea works. To find these ideas, I want you to actually start a brand new Instagram account and only follow accounts from content creators in the barber, food, fitness, and gaming industry. Now, the reason why we're pulling from other industries, not just the barber industry like fitness, food, and gaming, is these are more competitive and mature markets. What I mean by that is that these industries, these content creators have been on the social media platforms marketing themselves way longer than barbers have. And each of those spaces are so much more competitive with content creators that are forced to get as creative as possible on their content in order to stand out, which is good for us because we can simply take their ideas and mold them for the barber industry. Next, you want to find reels that were posted in the last 60 days with over 10K likes. The reason why we want to do 60 days is this gives a good time frame of it's new, it's fresh, the idea has been utilized by everyone else as of yet, and it got a very good result in a very short time frame, which is what we want to copy. When you find a video like this, simply save it to a folder on Instagram, give that post a like so it will tell Instagram to feed you more content like this in the future on your explore page, on your feed, or even when you're just scrolling in general. This way, the algorithm is only feeding you content creators that you can study for later. Now, any content that doesn't relate to those pillars of barbering, gaming, fitness, and food, all you want to do on every single one of those posts is click the three dots in the top right and click uninterested, and Instagram will stop showing you content like that. It's a very easy way to clean up your homepage. Let me go ahead and show you on my phone what this process should actually look like. So when you're in Instagram, you want to click on just a random reel overall. I'll click this one right here. This one has 3,500 views, so I would not click on that one. This one has 32K. So what I'm gonna do, click the three dots at the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and click save. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is title this 10K likes and click done. Now that's saved, and I keep on scrolling. This video right here got 80K, so I'm gonna go ahead and save this one as well and add it to the 10K, 45K. You could see already the algorithm is already showing me more videos that I want to see of over 10K likes. And one thing I want to highlight here is I'm not being very picky about what the video is as long as it's over 10K likes in the niche that I want to take, because there's some idea I can pull from this in the future. That's a fitness one, so we'll go ahead and save that as well too. Now, once you go ahead and save 15 to 20 videos, you actually want to create a separate save folder for each creator profile that you saved in that original 10K likes folder. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come to my homepage. I'm gonna go ahead and click the hamburger at the top right, go on to saved, then go 10K likes. And then of course I don't have my 10, I have 10 posts in here. I don't have 15, sorry about that. I wanna make this quick. And all I'm gonna go ahead and do is click on this first one. This is called Sean the Barber. So what I wanna do is click this little save folder bottom right. I wanna go ahead and do new collection, and I'm gonna go Sean _the _barber and click save. That way it saves independently, as you can see, in both those folders. I'm gonna do this one by one. So Sid, I can't spell that name. So like this one as well too, come here, add a new collection, the Barber. I'm just gonna go one by one, every single one. JT saves lives. The second step in finding good ideas is using an AI tool like Talk Backup. Let me go ahead and show you how to use it. So first you wanna go ahead and log in and get an account on Talk Backup. Then you want to go back to your Instagram list they have on your phone and just simply type in the first barber's Instagram in the search column. So I'm going to go ahead and come into here, go Sean _the _barber. Now, what you're going to notice is going to be on TikTok at first. You actually want to select this Instagram Reels tab so it only brings up the Instagram data. And then you just want to click search. Now what this tool is going to do is going to bring up all the videos on screen and show you in sequential order from posts what the actual analytics are. Now on Instagram, we don't get shares or saves data at least, but I want to go for the deepest metric, which is going to be comments. Instagram is a social platform. They want people talking and interacting with each other. So if I optimize all my videos off top comments, and take videos that were 10K likes from that barber's Instagram profile, I'm not only gonna have the best interactions, but also a very high like count and virality, which creates a very good structure of video, which we'll break down later. Cool, so once it's uploaded with the videos, it does take a little bit of time. You can simply scroll down and you'll see that these are posted by date. So this is post 31st, 25th, and you see all the analytics right here. Now, what I wanna do is go video sort by, and I want to go comments. Then I wanna quickly click on the start and end date. I want to go show me videos from the last, and I want to put 60 days and just want to click submit. And this is going to filter out over the last 60 days worth of posting the highest commented videos, and we're only looking for videos with above 10K likes. Now my Instagram's kind of glitching on my laptop, but what you want to do for this process next is find any video like this first one has over 43K likes. You want to simply open it up. Then once you go to the first video, you just want to go, here's another one, 14K, 17K. I'd open this one. I'd open this one. And I would save all of these 13K. I wouldn't save the 7K one, obviously, because it's under 10K likes. then you just keep on scrolling down. That might look like it's the biggest interaction. Cool. So we got like what? 1, 2, 3 videos overall. So now we have the top 3 performing videos in a very short time frame without having to scroll through, painlessly going through each and every single video, looking at the like count and worrying about interactions. And let's say again too, if this doesn't bring up that good of videos for you, a good selection of videos, ideally we want at least 5. What you can do is come back to this start and end date and just make the time frame a little bit wider. So I'll go 90 days instead. Okay, so I only have 4 videos here. I really want 5, so I'm going to stretch this out to, let's say, 360, just to give me a good pool. Click search. And already I can see that we have a few more videos in here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You always want to scroll all the way down. 8 videos. And if you want to go older, you can, but I always like staying on the first page personally. So now I have 8 videos. I can save that save folder. And what you want to do is rinse and repeat this for every single original creator that you put in that 10K like folder. Find their top performing videos and put those into a save folder. Now, this next step is going to serve as the brain to our whole entire content strategy. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up on screen a Google Sheet that I already have pre-made that I'm going to input some specific data from each and every single video. And this is going to be vital for later on as well too. And all we want to do is list out what you see right here. We want to list out the content style, total views of the video link, what's said in the first 3 seconds, what's written on screen in the first 3 seconds, and how many clips are in the first 3 seconds, and then go clip by clip, however many clips are in the first 3 seconds, describe exactly what's happening. That way we have a good structure to follow when we create content. So let's go ahead and use this video as an example. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload the video because Instagram doesn't want to have any controls. And what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to go ahead and take this video link, I'm going to copy this, bring it back to my content database, put the video link here. Total amount of views, I'm going to come back here. This one got 1.9 million views. Million. And then content style. This just kind of looks like a haircut tutorial overall, or step-by-step haircut process. And I like to section this out for a reason being if I know what the content style is, I know how many views this got, I have the link for reference, and then now we're going to go ahead and structure out what's actually happening inside that video. So what's written on screen the first 3 seconds? Literally nothing. So nothing, right? How many clips are in the first 3 seconds? So all I want to do is come back here, reload this, and I'm going to count to 3. So 1, 2, 3. Literally only 1 clip. And then I forgot what to put, what's said in the first 3 seconds. Let me go ahead and put the audio on this. Nothing said. Then I want to go clip 1. Well, there is only 1 clip. So what's happening in the clip? So I want to get a good idea of where the camera's positioned at, as well as what action is happening on screen. Barber's putting in fade guideline. I then go ahead, make sure I give it a little bit enter space as well too. What else is happening in here? Well, he's standing on the right side of the client. He's putting in the fade guideline, or you can even say he's taking out a fade guideline from the temple to the back of the head. Now I want to go ahead and see, let me see one more time. What is actually happening on screen? So what do I see right here? Well, I see the hair is very long on one area and he's cutting it down very short. I mean, it looks like overall maybe like an overgrown 3 guard, and he's taking it all the way down to what looks like no guard open. Boy's playing with fire right there, living reckless. So it looks like client has grown 3 guard. And barber taking down to no guard open, very high, right? That part's key. You see how high he's taking this all the way up? He's almost going all the way up to the parietal ridge. Now, obviously not taking a chunk out. He's probably like flicking out his wrist at the top to make it easier to fade. But this also gives a great insight of like, okay, cool. When I have someone in my chair and they're getting, looks like a mid drop fade or a high drop fade overall, because we don't have a hook on there, we want to go ahead and bald out the very bottom of the head, all the way bald, leave that thick hair, and then we want to set the camera up. It looks like the camera's set up in between his body, as you can see, because his hands are reaching around. In between his body, we want to reach around with one hand, have the clipper in the other hand, and just go from temple all the way to the back of the head. And if you notice, he's working towards the camera with his action, right? So we could see the action taking place. If the action was working away from his head, it would actually look the opposite. So it would go from here all the way to the front of the head, right? So if we're working towards the camera, that means the action is coming towards us. If the action is going away, it's going away from the camera. So And what else am I seeing? Great transition, meaning like what I see right here is like a great difference being made, right? So it's not like he's just moving his clipper up and down. We don't see a transition or an action happening or a hair transition happening. We literally get to see this hair go from like dark to this lighter color right here. And that's key. In any video, we want to see a difference being made every single clip, because the worst part to have in a video is nothing happening on screen. And we could do that by a couple ways. We can do that either by styling or messing up the hair, lots of movement. We can have it like this barber has right here, where we see a transition of a fading from long to short, or we can have something what I like to call as hair falling off, where we can literally see chunks of hair flying off the head. We just need to have some stimulated action being seen on camera that looks almost satisfying to a viewer. And you want to do this for every single barber that you have in your save folder. Now, will this be a ton of work? Absolutely. But the returns that you get on this from your videos actually performing better will be worth it at the end. And to start out, you really only have to plan out like a week's worth of content. Think of only doing like 7 of these breakdowns. That we have 7 videos to create for the next week's worth of content to create and edit up. You basically have all your blueprints on what makes a viral video bang and your formulas to go ahead and copy and paste in your videos. But what about the rest of the script? You still have a whole entire video to do, and you only have really the first 3 seconds of the video made. Well, here's the cool part. You could literally rinse and repeat this same process, writing everything down into 3-second chunks, clip by clip of what's happening, what's being said, where's the camera positioned at, and have your whole entire video ready to rock. And again, will this take a lot of time? Yes. But you are now taking from a proven idea that you know works and gets traction on social media versus guessing your way through and throwing something at the wall hoping it sticks and nothing really happens. And for me, I'd rather take something that's proven to work first, implement it, learn the steps along the way, and learn the principles of what makes a good video bang. That way, in the long run, I now have the skill set to go ahead and produce my own content because I know what bangs, I know how to create it, and really, ideally, you won't need to like double down on this process later on. It's really just when you're first starting out, you need to do this ground level work, which I like to call doing the work. Now, before we dive into the editing process, which barbers elongate way too much and make it more difficult for them to produce content, I really want to give you some really good tips on how to create a good first 3 seconds. Now, is your whole entire video important? Absolutely. But if you don't hook a viewer in those first 3 seconds to make them want to watch the rest of the video, they're going to swipe off and go to something else. Because the average human today on social media has the attention span of a goldfish. And your hook can be the difference between you getting millions of views, millions of eyeballs on your business, on your profile that convert new clients versus crickets all the way around in your video and no new clients booking in a struggling business. So here's a quick checklist on what makes a great hook great. First, does it spark controversy or even pop up questions in the viewer's head of what's going to happen or something that needs to be answered at the end of the video? Here's a few good examples. This is why you need X. The viewer in their mind thinks, well, shit, what do I need, right? I gotta watch the whole video. Or if you don't want X but still want Y, do Z. And the viewer in their mind thinks, well, what is Z? Why do I need it? Why is this better? Or a very simple one, I think I messed up. The viewers, they're then gonna think, well, shit, what did the barber mess up? I need to figure this out. You see how all these questions and controversy sparks in the viewer's mind that creates a buy-in for them to watch the rest of the video. Now, what makes a great hook is not only what's being said, but also what's on screen. Now, I have 2 videos brought up on my phone screen that I'll share with you. Now, if we look at these 2 videos, I want you to really pay attention to what's actually happening in those first 3 seconds. Let's take this video. So we kind of see some hair falling off, but it's really like a trimmer, and like he's kind of pushing the hair off overall, right? Versus something like this, where there's tons of movement. We can even just scroll back up. Boom, boom. Tons of movement, lots of hair being cut that we can clearly see. This one just looks like the clipper's kind of like, the hair's kind of just like building up on the clipper, and there's nothing really like falling off or really engaging to watch. If you can make these changes in your videos and what's happening, this is so vital to not only visually hook them in, but if you have a very strong audio hook, you got a banger video. Now, the easiest way to study this, in my opinion, is honestly just have all your videos on mute and then take a strong video that has a really good strong action and play it next to the first 3 seconds of a very weak action video and just look at the visual overall. Now, this next piece of the puzzle is the one barbers struggle with the most, which is editing. And all I want you to think about when you're editing is you're just putting all of your clips in order and just removing the clutter. Really think about, there's a viral video somewhere in there. It's your job just to reveal and like separate the dust or separate the dirt and grime away from that viral video to really bring it to life. Think like a sculptor. When they look at a slab of stone, they don't think, okay, cool, I got to create this like masterpiece. All they're doing is revealing the piece that's already within the stone. And it's the same with your barber content. Now, I recommend either using CapCut or Video Leap, as they're both very easy to use, very easy interfaces, and they're both free. Now, when you go into your editing process, you need to follow these 4 steps. So the first thing you want to have is all of your clips organized in order, because it's making this process a hell of a lot easier. So you're going to go ahead and load everything up into CapCut right now. It's going to be on the desktop, so it will look a little bit different on the iPhone overall. Now, I do have it in 1x1 format. You can choose whatever format you want to go in terms of like, if you want to put it in real 9x16. However, this video was recorded in horizontal, which means when the barber recorded it, he held his phone like this. So it's going to make it very difficult in terms of spacing to create a reel, because everything's going to be so much more compressed. If you're creating a reel, you always want to shoot in vertical mode. I think it's very safe to say, and like very fair. It's going to make the editing process a hell of a lot easier. But for this, I'm just going to go ahead and edit it in 1x1 format, almost just like a regular post box. Okay. Now, once you have everything in order, the next thing you want to go ahead and do is actually cut out all of the dead space. Now, what I mean by dead space is like when there's really nothing going on or happening on screen, where there's no hair falling off or your trimmer is not moving overall. So when we come into here, we can look at this first clip. So you see at the very end where there's nothing going on right there at the very end, we want to cut that out of the video, because anything of like dead space will elongate the video, making the video a little more boring and kind of dragged out. We always want action, something happening on screen. So for this, all I'm going to do is press B overall, and right when that clip ends, I'm going to cut that out. And then I'm going to rewatch the clip to make sure everything looks solid. It does, but I don't really like that clip, so I'm just going to delete it altogether. And this is fine. This is the editing process. All we're doing is we're moving. Once you get it further along your editing process, this will become a lot faster because you know what to look for. I'm just kind of going through this step by step as if I was a beginner, going through it very slowly to kind of make more sense for you. So for this next clip, we're going to go ahead and watch this. See how there's nothing happening right here until boop, then the hair falls off, and then nothing happening right there. So this is actually a really good clip. We have hair falling off, we have some movement, but we have from like this all the way to here, nothing's going on, and all the way from like, I would even say probably like right here is when we start seeing movement on the hair. This is the meat and potatoes of the clip that I want to keep. Everything else, I mean, this is like what? Almost 2 seconds. This is almost another second. So it's like 4 seconds of a video that just was nothing going on. And we don't want that because every second matters. So right here, I'm just going to go ahead. It looks a lot better. Even that I could probably cut down a little bit more, probably like right there. Boom, phenomenal. Let me look at this clip. I don't really like that. I'm going to delete that in total. And when you're editing, this should be like a fairly quick process. Like make it black and white in terms of like, is it good? Is it not good? If you're sitting there fumbling like, should I keep it? Should I not? Just remove it, because any clip that's like, absolutely, this thing kills, is awesome, should be kept. Anything you're 50-50 on is a clear sign you should remove it and delete it. And we always want to start these at the beginning of the action, right? So when there's some movement happening, that way when we start the clip, it just boom, 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 and I'll go right there. So with something like this, when we have a product, what I want to do is like get right when the product is spraying out, not when it's right here, right when it's spraying out. Because all the rest of this right here, see how just nothing's going on? Can easily cut that out. And typically I like to go with like a rule of 3. So if it's like 3 pass-throughs of like the clipper, like 1, 2, 3, or 3 pumps, 1, 2, 3, or even just 2 or 3 actions, or 2 or 3 like pass-throughs. So like what I'm going to do is go 1, 2, 3, boom, done. And even though he has more, I'm just going to cut the rest of that out because the rest of it's going to drag on. Boom, boom, boom. We went from having a 4-minute video to a 1 minute, 9-second video. And even with that, we really end the video with the showcase with 18 seconds. So the majority of this video is just all showcases, which we're going to cut down as well too. But 18 seconds is much easier to then dial in with your editing process than 4 minutes worth of content. So after you go ahead and cut out all the dead space and clips that are just bad overall, what you want to do is like a rough edit, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here, and what I like to do is also zoom in a little bit more so I can see each clip, right? And kind of like, again, all I'm doing right here is like tightening things up overall, and again, to maybe reposition some stuff. That way it makes it easier for me if I want to add in any effects, any voiceovers. I know exactly what I'm going to work with, and I'm going to go ahead and position my showcase at the very end. So I'm just going to go play it through. Yeah, so this one right here, I did not like. And all I'm looking for is just tightening things up wherever I see like a big drag at. There's a big drag right here. I'm just going to like form this right here. What I'm really trying to look for, I mean, I don't hold it as like a main rule, but like I try to keep every video around like that 1 second mark. Anything, anything over like 1.5 seconds, just way too long. And it's going to make, again, for a lot of engaging clips. You can kind of see this one. Honestly, this one's kind of weak. I'm going to remove that, even though I wanted to keep it at first, kind of see what it looked like. And honestly, this first one also kind of sucks because there's like really nothing going on. All I'm looking for is what clips to keep overall and which ones I don't want. And like just tightening this up, I might do is cut this in half and actually do like a jump cut. So I'm going to shorten this down overall, shorten this one down overall. That way it's like a little bit sped up. And then we're going to end that one right there. And we're gonna go right there. Let me also reposition this a little bit more. So this is like right in the center. I always wanted whatever's happening on screen right smack dab in the center. Boom, that's good. That's all I need from that because it's way too long. It's even 1.23. Even that has a little bit of dead space at the very front. I can go ahead like knock that out. Even I don't even like that ending of it. And then we just go right into the showcase. And then whenever we showcase, I definitely want to show off the strongest showcase first. Boom, right there. Awesome. So now what we have is an 18-second video all the way down from 4 minutes. Now, from here, you can go ahead and add any, special effects, any sound effects, any voiceovers. And what you can also do when you're adding any of these things in, it's a like lightweight hack that I love to do, is only edit in 3-second chunks. So again, if we take the rule where we're only keeping videos to like a 1-second frame, we're really only editing and focusing on 3 clips. And we're just going clip by clip and like segments wise. So all I would do is like these first 3 clips right here. This is all I'm focused on and trying to get these things real tight. So I'll go 1, 2. So even with that, it's a little bit drawn out. Let me just go back down. So 1, 2. I wouldn't even like have that even like a bit shorter. Sometimes like counting as well too. So 1, 2, 3. I'm not gonna add any voiceovers in this. I'm just gonna do the broad barber content. But then what you wanna do is go to the next 3 segments. So all I'm gonna do, move right over. These right here are my next 3 clips. I know that these 3 are really good. So I'm just gonna start with right here. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2. And I want to kind of cut this out right about there, see what that looks like. So 2, 3, awesome. So with that, now we have the first 6 clips. And what I like to do is after I get done with the segment of 3, I like going back to the beginning and watching all 6 in succession, make sure they also blend in and match with each other. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so you see right there, 3, 4. Come back here again too. Now I want to watch the 6 all the way through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. Like magic. So then we come from here, we got another 3 clip sequence. You can keep on going all the way through until the end of the video. And when you focus on those 3 segments, again, it's going to help you just really hyper dial into like that pacing, how the video should look, the framing, and how everything flows in with each other. Now, the main thing I want you to keep in mind whenever you're editing is don't overthink this process. Again, too, think about how when you cut hair, the main thing when you started cutting hair, you needed reps. And the main thing with editing content is you just need reps and fast. You can't make a perfect video at first. You can only work towards perfection through iteration. That means you need to be editing content every single day, going through it quickly, posting it every single day, and then seeing the results and getting feedback on where to improve it at. Now, in terms of an uploading schedule, I always recommend posting at least once per day on every single platform once you're fully ramped up. But when you first start out and you don't have any good platform to go off of, focus on one platform, whether it be just TikTok or Instagram. The timing for your post should be about an hour before the majority of your followers hop on Instagram. You can actually find this out through your dashboard, whether it be on TikTok or Instagram, and see when your followers are most active. So if you're gonna figure it out on Instagram, all you wanna do is go to your professional dashboard, which is right beneath your profile. Then you want to go to total followers, which is right below the 3rd thing, right below insights. Click on that. And it's gonna say most active times. It's gonna have by day. You can see again too from the graph when the most amount of your followers are on the platform. Now, if you're under 10K followers, I would just say either stick to either posting at 7 a.m. or 1 p.m. Pick one and just stick with it. If you have over 10K followers, definitely use the insights, because again too, if you have under 10K followers and especially under 5K followers, you'll see everything like differentiate day by day. Once you have over 10K followers, everything should be around like one specific time zone, and that makes it very easy. That way you're not one day posting at like 5 a.m., the next day you're posting at like 7 p.m. Just makes it very simple. Now, I really want to emphasize this. Every single video that you post has the chance to go viral. And when you take every single post with that type of seriousness, you understand why it's so vital to post every single day and really not miss a day, because it's almost like winning the lottery. Why not play? It's free. You can play for free every single day and put one token in and potentially hit it big. So why not play? The biggest thing with actually like building up a profile, like getting like a lot of great results, is you have to build momentum. It's like a snowball effect. It's going to start very small, but day by day, you get 1% better at editing, creating content, studying new ideas. And sooner or later, you have to go from a very small snowball to this gigantic momentum storm. But it all starts with you taking daily action. Now, once you've posted for at least a week consistently, now it's time to reflect and look over the data that Instagram gives back to us to make better decisions on where we need to improve at with our video content. Now, the key to reflection is actually taking from the point of optimization, or I like to call it the POO, P-O-O. Now, what a point optimization is someone's video who gets the results that you want to get, preferably over 10K likes, or even better, 100K plus likes per video, because why would you not want to optimize off the best person? I like to think of it like this. If you're playing football and you're a quarterback, or let's say your kid is playing quarterback overall, who would you want them to learn from and mimic their game after? Would you want them to mimic their game after Kirk Cousins or Tom Brady? Now, unfortunately, I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan, so Kirk Cousins leaves a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth right now, but of course you would always go with Tom Brady because he's the GOAT. So you always want to take the best videos to reflect on and really make points iteration and hold yourself to that highest standard. So when you go into your Instagram account, whatever post you just made, what you want to go ahead and do is save it to a save folder that says reflection. And all you want to do is find the video of the point optimization or the best video that's similar to yours that you want to optimize it off of, and also save it to that folder. So there's only be 2 posts in that folder. Now I like to call this video folder video comparison just to make it very simple. And all we're going to be doing is fixing the video 3 seconds at a time, one thing at a time. So if this is your first run through, all you're going to focus on, even though the whole video needs to be improved, just that first 3 seconds. And that's the only thing you're going to focus on, and pick one point of focus to improve upon for next time. And that's it, because we don't want to overcomplicate this process. It's going to take time. And that also stresses we can't make a perfect video from one day to the next. It's over 100 days. Now I just picked this random video, the Gums crew. So I just found you on the explore page. So hopefully you take the criticism well. So what I would do is I would have these 2 videos. And I would just simply swipe up and down like that and go through the first 3 seconds and see what the major difference is. The first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to watch the video with no sound on and see what pops out at me, because that's going to be the easiest thing to fix. Is like, what is my actions? We can always fix the voice later on, but after we record the content, we go into editing process, we can't create anything else. So that's always the first thing I want to harp on. So when I click into Miguel's video, of course, like we see like 2 people who are kind of looking at the camera. They're kind of smiling. They're kind of giggling a little bit, looking at each other, looking into the camera. And there's like a lot of great energy. And it's kind of like, again, too, social media is all about having really great energy and seeing other people like really happy, especially Instagram. It's like a weird platform overall in that sense, like with the influencer stuff, but you got to play the game at least, right? So with this, then I scroll down to the other video. The guy has a mask on, the kid in the chair. It doesn't really capture my attention. It kind of seems like a little bit dull. And again, too, this is all constructive criticism. It's like compared to this video that got 66,000 likes versus this one that got 483. What's the key takeaway? Energy, right? Happy, smiling, right? Looking more into the camera than off to the side. Again, too, when Miguel, like, he gives kind of like this like quirky face a little bit, like kind of like a flirtatious face. And then he's kind of brushing the female's client's hair out, which is, again, too, a great movement. When we look at this, the only movement that's happening is just kind of standing behind the chair. And there's really nothing that like grabs my attention or grabs my eye on this consultation. So that would make me think, okay, cool. When I'm doing a consultation, number 1, well, I want to be smiling. Number 2, maybe grab the client's hair, do a type of movement in there. And then number 3, I look at the spacing of the camera. Now this is, again, too, more of like a frontal facing towards the client and Miguel, whereas the other one's like a little more side. And we also get like a little bit more closer shot where they're more full in frame, whereas this bottom one, it's kind of like, I mean, I could see all the way down to damn near the bottom of his shoes. I can barely see past, like, again, to maybe the bottom part of Miguel's like waistline right here and the bottom part of her chest overall. So again, too, we got to get closer with the spacing. Now that's just on the visual. On the audio, let's go ahead and take a listen.
I think I'm wanted in like 6 countries as a blogger.
Hi, so what do you want to do with it?
Hello, sugar baby. How are you?
So when I go ahead and watch Miguel's video, I obviously kind of like hear them being like a little flirtatious, a little bit like funny overall. And they're laughing, they're having like excitement in the voice. When I watch the Gum Cruise, it's kind of like, again, to this monotone thing. It's kind of like just a steady thing. When I watch this, their energy is like rising up and down with their voice, which kind of gets me engaged a little bit more. And yes, does it seem silly? Absolutely. But this is also social media. People want to be entertained. People want to see people having fun, people enjoying life overall. Social media is a people's way to escape. And what better way to create content that people enjoy watching that also produces better results for our business? So if I was the Gum Cruise, I would just stop right there. There's nothing else for me to go ahead and like go into or overcomplicate. I'm like, okay, cool. Get the camera closer, get the camera positioning a little bit more straight front and forward. When we start the video, I want to have some type of action or movement. And also too, let's smile, right? Let's have some movement. Let's have some energy going on. And that's all it would fix. And then I would come back to this video of Miguel with my new posted video or my new created content from this post, and then see what the next little thing is on those first 3 clips. And then it's just a process of making those first 3 clips as bulletproof as possible, because if you don't get the first 3 clips like locked in, the rest of the video doesn't matter, because people will go ahead and click off and not watch even the ending of your video. So get the first 3 clips dialed in first, and then we can go 3 clips by 3 clips by 3 clip sequence. Now, the more that you do this process, of course, the deeper in the video you'll get, the more improvement you'll get on the video, the better results you'll see, and the momentum you'll get as well too, which will then start seeing more new clients start booking with you. And the idea is, if every single video get results like Miguel, 66,000 likes, millions of views, right? It's only a matter of time before new clients start pouring into your business, and then you get to go ahead and scale up your pricing to 65 bucks a cut, do 140 of those haircuts every single month, and you have 10K months right down by the math. And that is how you use social media to make your first 10K a month as a barber. Now, content aside, there is one thing that is holding 99% of barbers back from hitting that first 10K month in their business. And this one thing also holds them back from leveling themselves up as an individual. So click this video to figure out how you can become a top 1% barber by overcoming it. I hope this actually helped you out a little bit more, and I'll see you in the next video.